Li Mingyu was only 4 months old when he was carried into the Li family's mansion, swaddled in a blanket that smelled faintly of the orphanage she had left behind. He was too young to understand the significance of that moment, too young to know that his life had been uprooted and replanted in soil that would never truly nourish him. For the first few months, Wang Meiling, the matriarch of the Li family, seemed to embrace him with genuine affection. She held him close, whispered promises of love, and introduced him proudly to relatives as her son. Li Zhenhua, the patriarch, nodded approvingly, satisfied that their dream of having 3 children was finally beginning to take shape. Mingyu, though incapable of understanding, basked in the warmth of their attention, his infant cries soothed by the illusion of belonging. But fate shifted swiftly. Just months after Mingyu's arrival, Meiling discovered she was pregnant. The family rejoiced, and when Li Haoran was born, the household's attention pivoted entirely. The baby was celebrated as a miracle, the long-awaited third child, the golden boy who completed the family. Mingyu, once the center of Meiling's affection, was quietly pushed aside, his presence tolerated but no longer cherished. Li Wei, the eldest son, was already 16 when Mingyu arrived. Groomed to inherit the family business, he looked at the adopted infant with disdain. To him, Mingyu was a symbol of his parents' desperation, a reminder of imperfection in their otherwise flawless lineage. As Mingyu grew older, Wei's contempt sharpened into cruelty. He reminded Mingyu often that he was not truly a Li, that his blood was different, that he was nothing more than a guest in their home. Li Sini, the only daughter, 4 years older than Mingyu, was no kinder. Elegant and poised, she carried herself like royalty, and to her, Mingyu was an intruder, a shadow dimming the family's brilliance. She mocked his quietness, his tendency to sit alone and scribble notes in a worn notebook, his habit of humming melodies under his breath. When she snatched his notebook once and laughed at the lyrics he had written, Mingyu simply lowered his head, gathered the crumpled pages, and smoothed them silently. He never raised his voice, never fought back. Haoran, the youngest, was different. Just a year younger than Mingyu, he was adored by everyone. His laughter filled the halls, his mischief was indulged, and his smallest achievements were celebrated. Mingyu loved him too, how could he not? Haoran was innocent, unaware of the favoritism that surrounded him. But Haoran reaped the fruits of discrimination without realizing it. When Mingyu tried to sit beside him at dinner, Meiling would gently push Mingyu's chair away, saying, "Let Haoran sit closer." When Mingyu brought Haoran a handmade toy, Li Wei would scoff, "Don't give him junk." Haoran never noticed the sting in those moments. He accepted Mingyu's gifts with a smile, played with him sometimes, but when others called Mingyu different, Haoran never defended him. Across the street lived Qin Yulan, a boy with bright eyes and a gentle smile. He was Mingyu's age, and from the moment they met, Mingyu felt something stir in his heart. Yulan was kind, unlike his siblings. He listened when Mingyu spoke, laughed at his jokes, and sometimes even asked him to play his little piano. Mingyu adored him. He wrote songs inspired by Yulan's laughter, scribbled his name in the margins of his notebook, and dreamed of a future where Yulan might look at him the way he looked at Yulan. But Yulan's gaze was always drawn to Haoran. He admired Haoran's charm, his easy confidence, the way everyone seemed to love him. When Haoran smiled at him, Yulan's cheeks flushed. Mingyu noticed, and each time, his heart sank a little deeper. Music became Mingyu's refuge. In the quiet corners of the mansion, he tapped melodies on his toy piano, humming tunes that no one else cared to hear. He filled notebooks with lyrics, pouring his loneliness into words. When the family ignored him, music listened. When his siblings mocked him, music comforted. When Yulan's eyes followed Haoran, music gave Mingyu a place to hide his heartbreak. He dreamed of becoming a musician, though he never said it aloud. In the Li household, dreams were dictated by wealth and tradition. Li Wei was destined to inherit the business. Li Sini was expected to marry well. Haoran was the golden child, the family's pride. Mingyu was nothing. Listen to the full story on blstoriesland.